Welcome back to the European Journeyman. As you can see, we are now into the end of January. So we've had the January transfer window, which has allowed us to bring in some new players. Obviously, had quite a bit of a winter gap. It's been a little while since I've actually recorded these. I can't really remember where we were. It might have even been these last games, but there you go. Pause them if you need to, but I can't remember exactly where we were. But as you can see, we are out of the cup. We, for some reason, lost randomly away to Pogon in the third round of the FA Cup, but we are still massively flyed ahead in the league. As you can see, 17 games won in 19 at 53 points. We are too bloody good. As far as transfers go, if we look at the loans, we haven't really loaned anyone in. We have loaned one out though. So Adam Zubek is gone out on loan to fellow extra classer, is that how you say it? Extra classer side Rakov on a loan. I think it's only till the end of the season. Yeah, just a loan till the end of the season. Try and get him some more game time. In terms of frees, I don't think, yeah, we've not signed anyone. And then in terms of paid deals, if we talk about the exits, so I think we don't know if we covered these in the last episode, but if not, here they are. So Rosic has left the club. He's went to Racing Santander for 4.5 million, paid 3.2 for him. Well, I didn't, whoever the manager was before. He just wasn't playing enough. He was a decent player, but at 30 years of age, to make a profit on him, pretty good. Obviously, his valuation sharp, which is as you'd expect. And then Nemeth has also left the club, came in for 2.1, so a little bit of a loss there. But again, he just wasn't really playing. And when he did play for the first team, he just wasn't really good enough. He may have been one day. He is only 23, but yeah, he's gone. In terms of players in the door, we've signed two. First one is Konrad Kędzierczak. He is a 20-year-old Polish striker. 3 stars of current ability with could improve a lot. 4 stars of potential. Was at Metz originally in the played for the Polish First Division. Then went to Italy. I think Bergamo is that it's either Inter or Juve. Played for their backup team before then moving to Metz in the second tier of France, where he's done okay. We've signed him for 2 million. He's Polish, homegrown. Nice player to have for our European qualifications and a decent backup. We've also signed Bozadir Stoyanov, is a 22-year-old Bulgarian centre mid, 4 stars of current ability and could improve significantly. Paid 3.9 million for him from Levski in Bulgaria. As you can see, he came through the academy. Been playing regularly for them, doing really well. So he comes in a position we really needed. Unfortunately, he's picked up a knock, so he's not going to be involved today. But we do have 2 games in the league. We're just going to, well, actually, no, we'll just do the 1 game because we're doing a bit of a roundup. And to be honest, I think we're kind of just storming through it. I don't think we need to play lots and lots of games on camera. As you can see, we've already kind of covered a lot of it today. So I think if we keep the episodes maybe a little bit shorter, just do 1 game today with the roundup. In terms of the rest of the squad, I don't think there's too many other injuries. I mean, there's a little bit of an injury to Tomiyasu and Ledwidge, but they'll be back shortly. Everyone else is fit, so it's just going to be Stoyanov, who is not fit for today. But this is the team we're going with for the Wisla Plock game. Olszewski in goal, and this is generally our team now. Bogdanovic, as you can see, is progressing really nicely. 3 stars of current ability now, was just 2 stars at the start of the season. Haruna, who has had a lot of bids, but really no one has put in a decent bid. We've whacked about a 10 million on him. Valuation, no one's really taken it up. Bajal has signed a new deal, but it has also another release clause, so he refuses to sign a deal without a release clause, but he is signing new contracts. He's still our other centre back. We've then got George Still, who's been brilliant since he's come in as our left back. Midfield parent of Proklokia and Minardi, we know of them. Kuol on the right, Ibrahimov on the left, and then the Cherminator along with Baxter. Cherminator has been banging them in since he's been a regular in the side. 8 in 10 now in the league, just offers something different to the rest of it. There's the rest of the team. We've still got Dunn, Harrison, Shishima, Grenholm's back from his injury now, so he's starting to feature a little bit more. We've got Bach, Mundell Smith, Santiago, and then there's the new boy as well. So we've got a few options. I think in terms of next season, there's obviously a couple there. We can probably move on. Tomiyasu's also decided to retire at the end of the season, so obviously he will go, but he was kind of just a backup anyway. Mundell Smith, we're not really using now that we've brought him in. I mean, he's done a little bit here and there, but yeah, so it's actually been a little while since I've recorded any of these. So since I last recorded, FM27 has actually released like a play testing thing. So we'll see what happens with that. But at least it does mean that FM27 is probably not too far away, which does maybe bring into question what we do with this series if we get to FM27 being released and this isn't being, and we're not finished. If we're not finished by the time FM27 comes out, which I think will be okay, I think we don't need to worry about that. But if we're not finished by then, what we'll do is we'll basically wrap up whatever season we're up to. Like, we'll do a bit of a rush job to finish the season, get the videos out, even if it means uploading more than 3 a week. And then we'll kind of just end it there. But I think we'll be fine. Obviously, the goal of the save, I don't mention it a lot. Maybe I should mention it more often. But the goal of the save is to try and win the Champions League, which at the minute we're a little bit ways away because we are only on club number 2. We are only at Lech Poznan. So I think what we'll do is probably look next season if we should move another club. I mean, I know that that's mad after just one season, but if we're going to win the league and we've absolutely stormed it, is there much more for us to do? I mean, I'm not against staying for a second season, but I don't know if it's really worth it if we can get a big move. Now, what I don't really want to do is go job searching when we've already got a club. I feel like that's a bit disrespectful, and I don't want to have that reputation as a manager. So I think we'll kind of stay next season, but we won't sign another deal. We had a 2-year deal, and I think that's probably us done, and we'll look to make that step up because we've come in and we basically turned the club around on its head in like a month. Like, we were just instantly better than everyone else. We've been brilliant, and obviously that is backed up by 17 wins in 19 games. We just do not lose games. And now that we're out of the cup, there isn't too much else to really play for. Obviously, we still need to win the league, but we're so many points clear. Unless we went on a real bad run, I don't see that happening. George still makes it 1-0. Rhymed very nicely. But yeah, I mean, we're just doing really well. So I think what we'll probably do, like I say, is try and move on next season. If there's no offers, I think the only thing is I don't really want to go looking for a club. If no one comes in for us, then obviously we'll stay next season, but we'll probably go a little bit at a quicker pace because obviously this season it's been a new league and things like that, new teams to play, new team to play with, etc. So we've probably played more games this season than we normally would, but obviously next season I think we'll probably move on at a little bit of a quicker pace, unless we move clubs, unless we get an offer in the summer, or at any point a team could come in for us. But yeah, we do have a 2-year contract, which I'm fine with. So if we end up staying, then at least we'll be in. Potentially, we might play our first games in the Champions League as well, because I think finishing for this would qualify us for the Champions League. I don't know if it's going to be the group or whether it's like qualification round, so we may not be in the Champions League, but obviously so far we've only played in, well, we did the Europa League qualifiers and then we played in the Conference League with our previous club in Sweden. We never played in the Europa League. So I guess the Europa League or Champions League would be our first foray into that competition. But at the minute, obviously, we are quite a ways away from winning the Champions League. So, but, you know, the thing is with these kind of goals and stuff, even if we don't achieve it, it's still like a fun save because we've shown that it's not just easy. You can't just instantly win a Champions League when you're starting from the bottom, and it's obviously taken time. But I think I'm recording this late August. I think there'll still be a good bit until it comes out. I wouldn't expect it out. It normally comes out around November. Obviously this year's was a little bit different because of the delays and things like that. So yeah, I guess we'll just kind of keep going with the series until we either achieve what we want to achieve, which would be winning the Champions League, or we actually just get to FM27 like releases before we're finished. Then at that point we'll know when we'll know the release date, we'll know when we need to finish by. So yeah, just something to think about. But again, I don't envision it. I'm hoping, you know, we'll at least get close, if not actually achieve it, which would be good. Obviously I am avoiding England, so it's going to have to be probably with a Spanish club, French club, German club. You're probably looking at one of the big boys there. You know what's funny is I've never actually managed one of the really big clubs in Europe outside of England. I've never really managed PSG, Bayern, Real Madrid, Barca. So I think that would be really fun. Something like Juventus or Inter or AC Milan I think would be good. I have managed in Italy. I won the league with Genoa in Serie A once. Not in a FM save, not in something like this, but just in my own time. I did a rebuild with Como. I used to do a couple rebuilds. I don't really like the format of doing rebuilds because you're just kind of playing it off camera most of the time. But yeah, so I didn't really like rebuilds, but I did do one with Como. Tried to do sort of like manager branded ones, like a Fabregas rebuild and things like that, but it just wasn't for me. Cat, get out of here. Get out of here, Cat. Cat's getting in the way. You just know she's going to take a flop. There we go. She's taken a flop, but thankfully not knocked anything over. Still 2-0 at the point in this game. And we just don't seem to... We never really seem to be in much danger. It's 3-0 now. I think it's in time we introduce a few fresh legs. Gonchashek's going to come on for his debut. We'll bring Santiago on as well. He needs a bit of fitness. Back can come on along with Danny Grenholm at centre mid. And then I guess we'll bring Mundell Smith on for Ibrahimov and move Kuol over. So 5 changes all in one go. But we are 3-0 up. Don't need to worry about it too much. So yeah, at this point I think we're in a real good position. I don't think we really need to worry about registration for next year either. Obviously, we've got a couple homegrown at clubs players as well as quite a few Polish players homegrown at nations. So we should be okay for any qualification next year. Crazy that this club hasn't won the league in so long because we found it relatively easy, which is definitely not how we found FM26 in general. It hasn't been necessarily a very easy cakewalk. It did take a little while for us to get going with the Swedish Simons. Patrick back off the bench, instant impact makes it 4. But yeah, it wasn't necessarily an instant thing with the UK Journeyman save we did earlier. By the way, if you are new and you haven't seen those old saves, I think the UK Journeyman's the most viewed video on the channel, so you probably have seen that one, but if you haven't, that was the other playlist we did. As far as FM27, the plan is to do sort of like a road to glory save, so basically picking a team from sort of the lower leagues in England. I think I keep trying to do something different, but I think just picking like a road to glory, I think that's what people like, especially when the game's fresh, is just playing in England and showing off sort of the lower leagues and things like that. I think that's what people like, and that's kind of what I like as well. Now, I did enjoy the UK Journeyman, but going through like Wales and Northern Ireland and stuff, I think it's hard to get a good gauger of what to do in the game because the players are so bad. Whereas at like National League North level, they're still decent players, you know, they're still like good enough where you can actually work out what works and what doesn't. Whereas when you get like too low down, it's kind of hard to tell what's just your players are crap versus this just genuinely doesn't work in the game this year. So there's different things like that. So I'm thinking of doing a beta save. I'm not really sure who with. If you've got any ideas, then let me know. I'm thinking maybe like West Ham or Leicester or something like that would be a good shout. Just someone who's maybe fallen down a little bit, but probably expected to do quite well in the league. So either a League One or Championship level, and just do a few seasons. You know, nothing crazy. Just a couple seasons when the game is fresh. So again, we could do West Ham, could do Leicester, and then kind of just take it from there. And then for the road to glory, I'm looking at a National League North side. I think I always want to start in National League North, being a Northern boy myself. So Morecambe, South Shields could be good shouts. And then after that, I don't know what we'll do. I guess we'll probably do some sort of European Journeyman or maybe some other type of save. But a 4-1 win in the end makes it 18 wins for us in the league. We are miles ahead of second. It's ours to lose. It is 100% ours to lose. With that being said, like I said, there isn't much really else going on. It's just league games. So I think what we'll do, when do we next play second? Zaglebi or Jagiellonia? Well, Jagiellonia is only in... Yeah, I mean, we don't play them for a while. Honestly, don't know when we'll come back. I think we'll probably come back around April and just get through this 2 months of games because... I mean, at a certain point, we need to start doing some calculations of when we'll actually win the league. What are we, 18 points clear? So, yeah, I think, well, if you count that up, so we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 8. So, yeah, probably around here. We'll probably come back somewhere around this area. And we'll probably just win the league because, like I said, there's not really much else going on. So... no point just playing loads of games when we're winning nearly every game. That there's not really any stakes. So unless we start to lose some games, I think we'll be back when we've confirmed the title. So thank you for watching this episode. I know it's a little bit of a shorter one, but there's just not too much going on. We're just kind of doing really well. So I think it's best we just try and get through it with FM27 in mind. We kind of need to pick up the pace maybe a little bit in the save. So yeah, like I say, we'll come back once we've won the league, or at least when we can hopefully confirm it. And that will be next episode. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Euro Journeyman, and I'll see you all for more very soon.